the answers and then do better in finals, but you still lose knowledge ranks, which sucks. It's a really shitty thing. Yukiko isn't here. Worst. We're in the darkest timeline. No Yukiko. I think it's Thursday that I can practice. I think I can work today. I haven't worked in a while. Maybe I should work. Who wants to play Ninja? Come on, raise your hand. Nobody wants to play Ninja with you. Yuta began playing Ninja, completely ignoring the girl's objections. Once again, the children tug at you from all directions. Understanding has increased. I think I wanted that. Yukon, I'm here. Let's go home. Where do you want to eat dinner? We can go somewhere expensive if you want. I'm not hungry. I'm gonna play more. What a little shit. Oh, come later next time. I even left in the middle of a show just to be on time. Getting fed up with this treatment. I have an idea. Since somebody just dumped a kid on you and it's not your responsibility to that kid, maybe give it to a family, you know, that would take responsibility for that kid. So, you know, put them up for adoption. That's not a bad thing. It's not her responsibility. If someone just drops a kid on you, that's not there. You're not responsible for that kid. You can like put it up for adoption and not feel guilty about it. I should have known better than to try. We're not related, so there's nothing I can do about it. So obviously the kid doesn't love her, so Yuta can't love you. Harry is remaining silent. That's pretty harsh. No, it's not. How is it? Look, when you engage in sexual intercourse with the purpose, well, if you do that in general, you're taking the risk that pregnancy is a possibility, and you're taking responsibility for the idea of raising a child. That's what you're doing. You're like signing a silent contract with fate, saying you're ready to take responsibility for raising a child. If someone that you're dating has a kid, and then you start dating for like 4 months, and then they just disappear, and then the kid's just thrown on you, like they just abandon their kid, you're not responsible for that. You never signed that social contract, you know? You never were saying, hey, I'm ready to take my entire life and bend over backwards and spend my entire savings and life and money and time to raise a kid. You didn't do that. So no, it's not pretty harsh. What's pretty harsh is the father being a dick, or whoever abandoned the kid. That's not your fault though. It's not your problem. Yes, you can take responsibility for the kid if you want to, and Eri is trying, but she doesn't have to if she doesn't care for the kid. I wouldn't. Am I a bad person because if someone dumped someone's kid on me that I put them up for adoption? That doesn't make me a bad person. That makes me not responsible for the kid. I'm not gonna do that. Don't be a fool, wrap your tool. Call me a bad person all you want, but I'll call myself not a bad person, and I have no problem admitting that that's what I would do. Right, of course she's trying. Yeah, at least she's trying. No, I mean, I would I wouldn't just straight up like next day be like, all right, peace out, off to the adoption agency with you. I would try to find a reasonable solution with the actual parents, maybe try to find their other biological parents, something like that, you know? But I mean, in the end, in Aries' situation here, I would just be like, okay, this isn't happening. The kid doesn't care about me. It's time for them to move on and find a family that can work with them. They say when a woman starts breastfeeding, her maternal instincts awaken. It's true, I saw it on television. Oh, yeah, I'll always believe everything you see on TV. So my maternal instincts toward him is shut away, especially since I've only known him for 6 months. There's nothing I can do. Fate is determined that we'll be forever distant. Speaking of fate, have you heard this? Your entire life is determined from before you were even born. We're just little robots following the program our creator made for us. Actually, it's interesting. It's interesting. Fate as like a concept and an idea is actually kind of more true than we give it credit for. Like, we aren't predetermined. There's no predestiny per se, but our biological like coding means that if we're given a scenario, we will react the same way every single time, assuming everything else remains the same. Like, obviously, if you go back in time and, you know, you get the same choice again, and with the knowledge of the future, you choose a different option, that's one thing. But like, how we react to something is always going to be predictable with enough information, if that makes sense. Meaning that if someone had enough information about you and your surroundings and everything around you, it would be 100% scientifically predictable because of our biological coding, how our minds work and how we're wired. And it's kind of like this sort of like fate, but not some like magical fate. You know, it's more like we're gonna say this thing. If I say these words that I'm saying now, you're going to have a reaction to it. And that reaction is instant. It's always going to be the same reaction, you know? So it's kind of this weird like fate, but not fate sort of thing. Not some like mysterious cosmic force. It's more like we have free will, but we've already made the decision before it's come, you know? Crane Game God. Yeah, I was playing during my time off. I went to this arcade and there was this giant crane machine, and I snagged this giant Sonic plushie first try. GG. So whenever anything happens, there's nothing you can do about it. It was already decided for you. Well, it wasn't really. So she's kind of wrong. Like, you have free will. You are making the decision. It's just that the decision, you already made it before the decision became available to you based on your biological data, you know, your instincts, your personality. It's already been decided, but not by someone else, by you. That's just the way your mind works. That's the way you're built. Doesn't that make you feel better? Isn't that a wonderful idea? So like, for instance, you shouldn't take that concept and allow it to like release your inhibition to do things that are wrong. You know what I mean? Like, you're still the person that you are, and you're still making that choice. You're not free of guilt just because your mind is going to react a certain way. You're still responsible for the things that you do. So what she's doing here is she's trying to make it look like she should be free of guilt. And that's wrong. That's the wrong way to take that concept. It's not a good idea. I mean, she's not wrong, but I feel like she's trying to like release herself of something, like she wants to do something wrong, and she's trying to free her guilt up, and that's we'll do this one. It's not a good idea. But it was on TV. He's a really popular speaker. It's good to have everyone like you. Besides, everyone is entitled to their own ideas. Harry is frowning. Wrong answer. I saw it on TV. I was so intrigued. I went to see a lecture by the speaker too. I was moved to tears. I was so relieved to know that there's a higher power. See, that again, I mean, you can take whatever way you want. You can believe whatever you want. But like, she's kind of like taking the concept and taking it in a different direction. But I think it's because she wants to free herself from guilt because of her situation. She wants to get rid of the kid. There really isn't much to do when you live this far away from the city. All I have is TV and the internet. You can buy things over the net now. It's much more convenient. In fact, I'm having trouble staying in shape. Honestly, though, I just want to go back to the city. Why don't you take Yuta? Huh? But I don't have any money, and with Yukun, there's just no way I could. Aria's looking the other way. I really tell you a lot of personal things. Please don't tell Yukun or the other mothers. I won't.
Thank you.
Ari looks relieved. You felt Ari opening up to you out of deep loneliness. We just got Rise. The young mother social link is at 4. I'll take Yukun home now.
Bye now.
The two left abruptly and awkwardly. You decided to go home as well. And she gave you 60 bucks. I mean, from working. Yeah, working.
Oh, you're home.
That's basically the Persona 3 engine, just, you know, different interface. Beep, 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 beep. It's Cal. Want to study together next Sunday? I'll drag Daisuke along too. Sound good? Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a social link thing, so we'll do that. Hell yeah, let's read that book. I'm gonna read it so good. Understanding has increased. Only a little bit. I want to go to band practice. I need to max out expression.
Yo!
Hey, Brad Coon. Morning. Hey, that guy the police are after. I wonder what he's like. How's the investigation going? I can't stop worrying about it. Speaking of worrying about things, we have tests coming up next week. I can't study when I'm thinking about our investigation. Hey, focus. I guess you're right. How am I supposed to argue with that? Hence, the women of nobility in ancient times used makeup to enhance their beauty and elegance. Many of these makeups contained poisonous substances that led to, like lead or arsenic, that harmed their bodies. So it's fairly obvious how available poison was at the time, and why makeup and poison are so closely linked. These poisonous makeups were used practically all over the world back then. But some makeup had a very different purpose. Will Mr. Sayensen please stand up? Please stand up. I'd like you to take a close look at this makeup I'm wearing. Do you see the mystical blue eyeliner? Tell me, what was the purpose of the eyeliner widely used by the ancient Egyptians? Insect repellent. Definitely insect repellent. Alright, so I had to go with, I mean, it's obviously one of these. Now, it's interesting because, like, you typically see that kind of thing on a lot of hieroglyphs in, like, the tombs and stuff. So, I mean, it could mean mourning, you know, that makes sense, like, logically, based on the very surface level information that I have. But intimidation could also be a thing because it was typically, from what I can remember, more of a higher ranking sort of thing. Like, it's meant to, like, you know, cast an ominous presence, a more commanding presence, right? So we're gonna go with, I'm gonna go with intimidation. You gave the answer you think is correct. I would have thought you of all people would feel the guidance of the Nile, Brad. Many epidemics were spread by flies and mosquitoes at the time. The eyeliner was used as wow, it was actually wow. It was actually insect repellent? Really? This goes to show how freaking obtuse these questions are. Like, unless you actually studied it, there's just no way you're gonna know that. There's just no way you're gonna know that. There's just no way. It's 100% guessing. 100% guessing. Freaking hate these questions. So ridiculous, dude. I hate missing out on permanent stat increases because of a freaking guessing game. I hate guessing games. I hate guessing games because like they're the just I hate them. It's stupid. It's stupid. And for your information, powdered lapis lazuli for eyeliner was only allowed to be used by those of nobility. I'm going to put this question on the test next week. Make sure you study. Yo, Kung Juice with the 39 months. Let's upcode. Thank you for 39 months of support. It's your first run. It shouldn't be perfect, but it's permanent stat increases. If it's like a potion or some expendable items or something, that's one thing. Permanent stat increases is huge because it affects directly what you can do in the game with other people. Like for instance, you can't have enough, if you don't have enough courage, which we've experienced many times, you can't do certain things. It locks you out of game content. It's stupid. It's a shitty mechanic. If it's just expendables or like, you know, items or money or something, that's one thing. But it's not. It's permanently missable stats. That's bullshit. It's a shit mechanic. It makes you feel like garbage. That's all it does. That's all it does. When you guess wrong and you get shafted on permanent stat increases, it's just a shitty design. Period. If there were ways of like studying it elsewhere in the game, like you could actually learn these kinds of things, you know, like you go to like some part of the library or something, instead of it just being for study, you read a book and you learn about it, or they teach about it in the class in a previous lecture, and then you could remember it, or they hint at something that makes it a little bit more logical to answer. Yeah, fine, totally for that. But I just think it's a shitty mechanic. And it is objectively a shitty mechanic to steal that away from players, because all it does is make you feel like garbage. That's it. Still can't do anything with her. Oh, study together. Let's go. Nice. Yeah, designing core game mechanics for New Game Plus is not smart either. He also got me High Library. Like, I'm not upset about it. I'm just relaying the like, my thoughts on it, you know? Like, it doesn't upset me, but it's still shitty, you know? You study with Risei. Like, if someone I don't know about halfway across the world that's a really good person that died, like, it's a shitty thing, but it doesn't bother me. It's kind of the same concept. Sucks. It's dumb. It's a bad mechanic. They shouldn't do that in future Personas, but whatever. I'll do my best to make you proud, Senpai. Please don't laugh at me, even if I get it wrong. By teaching Risei, you were able to review the material for yourself. Knowledge greatly increased. No social link start, though. I think it might be storyline forced. So, we'll see.
Oh.
Welcome home, big bro. I don't have enough understanding yet, or expression, rather. Down, bow. I mean, Persona 5 wasn't any better with that stuff. They had a lot of, like, Japanese-specific cultural questions and a lot of other really dumb, obtuse nonsense. So it's not like they got any better with Persona 5. Boink. Raining again. Down, down. I don't have the expression I need to hang out with Nanako. I need maxed out expression. I want to hang out with Nanako. I need expression, though. Check this out, Brad. I borrowed Daisuke's nose for those days I was absent. Here's the one he gave me. And right across the top it says, Algebra 1. Dude, how long has it been since we passed Algebra 1? Learn how to spell. Hey, don't borrow notes if you're gonna complain about them. Fine, next time I'll know better. I'm ready for the test in every subject except math. You any good at math, Brad? I'm allergic to math. You can count on me.
Really?
I gotta give you props for that. I can memorize the formulas well enough to pass, but I'll never understand math. Forget math. I need major help with world history, physics, English. Is the game good? Like, it's well crafted. Okay, it's a well-crafted game, but it's an extremely niche game. Like, it's a visual novel with an RPG side game. There's a lot of flaws to the RPG side game, and the visual novel can feel like it goes on for a long time. If that doesn't bother you, if that's a genre that appeals to you, yes, Persona 4 is good. You're hopeless, Daisuke. Wow, hey you guys. Are you all gonna study? Think we could tag along? Oh, really? For sure. The more the merrier. Thank you so much. Sure, no problem.
Sheesh.
You played Persona 3 and it was your favorite RPG? Eee. Yeah, you have some kind of appreciation for this genre, because in my opinion, Persona 3 was... I played 30 hours of it and you don't even get to control your characters, and the entire dungeon is just one singular tile set, just random hallway. It was not. I didn't like it. I couldn't. No, that was FES too. So yeah, Persona 4 is just straight up 100% completely better than Persona 3, and Persona 5 is a gigantic improvement from all of that. So. Yeah, you would enjoy this game, guaranteed. If you thought Persona 3 was your favorite RPG, there's no way you wouldn't like Persona 4. Oh, so you're one of those guys from Yukiko Fan Club.
Whoa!
What? No, it's not like that. Don't worry, I'll just ask Brad to help me. Yeah, me too. Hey, wait a minute here. Boom! Damn, look at all that. You feel your relationship with Chie is going to become closer soon. You feel your relationship with Yukiko is becoming... Yes! And Daisuke and Cal. Oh, yeah, baby. Spend a precious moment with the group. Yeah, everybody's gonna have a preference for which characters you like better. Like that's gonna be like one of the biggest things that like pulls on somebody is the characters. Like I imagine the stories are pretty much probably pretty equal across all the later 3 Persona games, but it's really just about like which characters you like the most would be my guess. Based on my experience with the Persona games, although I played Persona 3 for like 30 hours, like I said, I never got a story. It never started. Nothing ever happened. I was just like, when is things going to happen? And nothing ever did. So I can't really comment on Persona 3 having a good story when like nothing ever happened for 30 freaking hours of gameplay. But I know Persona games do move a little slow, so whatever. Either way, if they're to your liking, they're to your liking, and the vast majority of what's going to determine what you like or don't like is going to be heavily reliant on which character lineup you like the most. Today, I think I like the Persona 5 character lineup the most from what I saw of all these games so far. Although I also prefer a game to be a game, and Persona 5 is definitely a game much more than the other two. Nice, we found Yukiko. I feel kind of embarrassed. Do you want to go somewhere? Yes. Oh, thank goodness. Well, if it's okay with you, I want to go to. Sorry? Excuse me? I want to go to your room. Yukiko looks embarrassed. Are we gonna smooch? Is smooching happening? Well, I know that. Of course, Doc. I'm just being a silly butt. Relax. I know. I intended Yukiko to be my girlfriend as soon as I saw her. Your room. You invited Yukiko here. So, this is your room. And now we play checkers. Intimately.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I didn't mean to look around. It's just that this is the first time I've been in a boy's room. Oh, you sleep on a futon, I see. I use a futon too. I'm sorry, I don't know what to talk about. What the hell options are these? What? What the? Hey, it's not, you don't get a like, hey, let's play video games or watch TV option. It's just like, so where do you want to do it? Oh, wow. Yeah, no, not enough courage for any of the choices. It's just gonna be like, not enough courage, not enough courage, not enough courage. All right, I'm not gonna make her do anything on the floor because that's just rude. I don't know what this is insinuating. It might be like where she wants to sit, is what I'm guessing. And it's like I'm torn between these two because it's like, obviously, you know, hey, go ahead and have a seat and you're gonna sit on the sofa logically, but like there's something to suggest that like, hey, you know, if you sit on my bed, it's like, oh my goodness, you know, it's more intimate, I guess, and that could be a good thing, but it could be too forward at the same time. So I'll try the risky option. Futon, good with you? Huh? Oh, you mean to sit? Anywhere's fine. I'm fine with anything. You don't need to worry about me. You decided to relax with Yukiko. We're just gonna sit there and stare. Oh yes, I'm still studying, cooking and job licenses. I don't plan to leave anymore, but I thought I might as well. I'm glad I realized sooner. If I'd struck out on my own, I know would have regretted it. I wanted to become completely self-sufficient, but I think I was being presumptuous. I have the inn, I have my family, I have the waitresses and chefs. I am who I am now because I was raised by such a kind group. When I think of it that way, my problems aren't just my own. That's why I'm going to stay here, by my own will. That's good. Oh shit, here we go! Yukiko's strong will that allowed her to accept and overcome her weakness has awakened her heart's true power. Yukiko's persona has been reborn. Konohana Sakuya has transfigured into Amaterasu. Shiny rainbow cheerleader bird thing. This is my new power? The power you've shown to me. Power I will treasure. This is a really fast level 10 social link.
I want you to have this.
Really fast. You obtain Shrine Charm. It's a charm from that shrine to protect you. You'll protect me? I don't know if that's the right answer. Because it's kind of like, nah, you'll protect me. Whatever. And it also might devalue the significance of her giving that to me. I think just a thank you is fine. Thank you.